This property came with a workbench and turtle shells. I don't know what this was, if they were just turtle lovers or found these and thought they looked cool or what, or if there's some weird rituals that involve turtle shells. Probably don't want to be touching them, but yeah, again, you don't know what the heck you're gonna find on some of this stuff that you buy. Very interesting. I just bought 100 acres with a mile-long gravel airstrip and a 7,000 square foot airplane hangar. So we're gonna go check that out. Funny enough, I actually purchased this property because I own the cafe at Cornuda. Some lady called up and my guy Jeff answered and she said, yeah, I got the property 2 or 3 miles down the road with the hangar and I want to sell it. And so Jeff relayed that information to me and I gave her a call and we haggled and went back and forth on a price. And I'm giving her $50,000 down and $125,000 at 7% over 5 years for this property. And we closed it 2 weeks ago now through Lone Star Title in El Paso, and so the property is officially mine. And we're gonna check out this hangar. It's a pretty sweet little building actually. Everyone's telling me they think this thing's worth like $250,000 or so, just the building. So I think I got a pretty good deal on it. This is the hangar on the property and this thing is badass. This concrete alone, I think is worth at least $50,000 for the foundation. I think this is like a 6,000 or 7,000 square foot hangar. And they left me a man lift. Let's see if these tires are still holding air. My guy Jeff was out here with the compressor. These tires were trashed and split. They still kind of are, but they're holding air, which is good. I don't know how much this lift is worth. I think certainly at least 10,000 if we can get it running, maybe 20 or 30, maybe more, I don't know. But it's a 30-foot lift, so we'll be able to use it on this to fix up this hangar, and also on my property at Cornuda, so it'll come in handy. Let's check out the living quarters. There's downstairs and upstairs. I can find the keys. It's never the first try. Check this out. Living space, kitchen. See if they left anything. I opened the first drawer. There's something. This is just stove and air conditioning instructions, so we'll keep that manual. So if it's anything like Cornuda, we might get lucky and find us a safe on the property with $3,000 of cash in it. Sometimes when you buy these chunks of land with improvements and stuff on it, you never know what people are gonna leave. There's always something, such as a man lift downstairs. Fire extinguisher. There's not gonna be anything in here. They don't have any plates or anything. Not bad. This will be a kitchen for whoever stays here. Power isn't on, but it's a nice big master bedroom here, and then they got the master bathroom and then the lighting, fortunately. But you know, it's something special, but it gets the job done. Toilet, nice big sink. It's gonna be a nice king suite in here. It's a big living space. It's kind of cool when you look out. You got a view of all the mountains and everything, miles and miles away. Still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with this property. I think a really cool short-term lodge for hunters, people who want to come and stay in the desert, will outfit this entire hangar, you know, with everything you can imagine. Pool tables, maybe a basketball hoop, a huge projector screen TV, a bar setup with like a little lounge type feel, nice big couches and all sorts of, you know, game tables, fun activities, and you can come and rent the entire hangar with the master living suite upstairs and then 3 beds and a common bathroom downstairs behind me. And you know, whether it's 500 or 1,000 a night, whatever we can get for it, you come, you rent it, you stay in the desert. We'll have a hot tub out back, fire pit, the whole 9 yards. You can come stay under the stars with a big group of people and have fun. And if you look out here, what I like about this property is you feel really, really close to Guadalupe Mountain National Park, which is right back there. You see El Capitan. It's technically it's 25 or 35 miles away, but it looks like it's just right over the hill. So it's got great mountain views. No one can see you back here, very secluded, and this would be a really cool short-term lodge for a group of people in the desert. You need a fridge? This is a little beat up. I honestly don't know how that's like rat droppings or bugs or whatever, how they get in a sealed fridge in the middle of nowhere, but they figure it out, that's for sure. Garage door entry to the bottom living quarters. So on the bottom floor here, my plan is to actually take this wall, extend it to this beam so that we give ourselves an extra 5 or 6 foot of living space here. I can get this open. This will be a bedroom down here. Come through here. This is all junk that they left, by the way. Some of it's usable. It's not too bad, I guess. You walk into here, we're gonna have this as a little kitchen setup, but I wanna do one kitchen just upstairs, so there'll be a bedroom there. You walk into another bedroom, maybe with bunk beds, and then we do a wall right here, make our 3rd bedroom on the bottom floor, 1, 2, 3. And be careful coming through here, but you extend back here, we'll wall this off, seal this off, every bedroom be sealed off, and then into here will be the common bathroom that you have to enter from the outside. There is a toilet. We got something to work with. A toilet and a shower pan left us. And then, of course, there'll be a wall here. There'll be one entry coming in from that way from the main area. And this is kind of just gonna be the storage closet in the bottom side and heating and cooling closet, hot water tank. Put a washer and dryer there for the people to stay here. And so, you know, we're looking at it from the outside. Be the washer and equipment room. Common bathroom that you have to enter from the outside. All of these are isolated. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bedroom 4 upstairs with the kitchen and the living area, and then the lodge, game, activity area out here in the hangar. That's my plans for it initially. We're gonna see how it actually comes to fruition. I think it's gonna be a lot easier construction-wise than Cornutus is. I mean, there's not as much involved. And we have at least a decent foundation to work with. Water in this property, there's no well. So we operate on the storage tanks, which we'll go take a look at. think anyone's gonna be out here messing with this stuff, but you never know. This door handle doesn't even work. It's locked, and you can turn the whole thing. So that's pointless. The birds, and I don't know if that's donkey or what that is, but they had a fun time with the breaker box here. All this wiring is a mess. Electrical wiring needs to be cleaned up, but we do have a power service right out there. We just need to turn it on and make sure it's all wired in. Did I lock that upstairs? I don't think I did. Let me run it. There's some parts of this property that are a complete mystery, to me at least. I don't know if we'll ever figure out what is going on, but we have some tires in the ground, and I can't figure out if that was, if we look here, they have a stake. If this was maybe some sort of guy wire for some trees that they had, because they have an irrigation system here that runs from those water tanks. And so this property doesn't have a well. It's all gonna be stored water and hauled in. But if you look here too, you see almost like a flat clearing. So I don't know if this had something to do with the house. There was a building here or something one day, but there's almost like a flat platform right there. Back over here, I don't know if this is where the septic is or not, because this property does definitely have a septic. We can follow the clean out line over here. But you know, we got water tanks, air conditioner, a pile of rocks right here where they did something. Again, probably the septic, because you know, you have a septic pipe running here and it runs this way. So if I had to guess, the septic tank is probably out here. We have a water line running out here, probably that ran from the washer and dryer, recycling water in the desert. But you know, I always like to come, and especially when I'm looking to buy this property, I start investigating. I say, okay, they clearly have a septic. You know, they got the air conditioner. Kind of be a detective and try and piece it all together. They have two. This looks like a maybe 2,000 or 2,500 gallon water tank. Going up the wrong side of the ladder. 2,500 gallon. That's what it says. So this will haul in water to these two tanks. It's so expensive out here to drill the well. You're talking 900 foot deep and 80 or 90,000. And you're lucky if you get 3 gallons per minute. Nothing in there except a large pile of sand on the bottom. There's probably 2 or 3 inches of sand and dust. I want to get me, plan with this, I want to get me a nice old prop airplane, because I'm going to call this property the Hangar. Get us a nice neon sign that says the Hangar that you can see at night, all the people driving through the desert, and maybe like definitely a old airplane and maybe like a helicopter or army truck or something, and put it out here as decoration. But again, like, I don't know what this is. It's like someone definitely did rock work here to level it, so I don't know if this is part of the septic or what. Now, I actually had this property surveyed before closing, so I wanted to make sure the airstrip was on my property. So we're looking at, this is 100 acres, 810 foot wide, and 5,500 foot deep. So it's over a mile long. The airstrip runs along the east side. And the reason I guess I bought this property is because the land alone, if I just came in here and did 10-acre tracts running east-west and subdivided it, the land alone is worth at least 100,000, probably 125. So, you know, I paid 175 for it. This building is worth, you know, even if the building's worth 100,000, as is, it's probably 250,000 bare minimum, but probably more like 3 or 350. So, you know, I bought it probably, if I had to guess, 60 cents on the dollar or so with seller financing. Now, I've gotten deals that have been better than that, but for a property this unique, and still, let's call it 60 cents on the dollar, you really can't beat that. Obviously, I think most people would love to buy real estate at 40% off. As an added value to the building, the seller actually had these doors specially manufactured that actually are supposed to fit right here in the front of the hangar. You can see they have little hinges, but they have this groove slot plate that these doors, I guess, she told me they're supposed to slide in. And then I think they work on like an accordion, so they would accordion fold out. Those are gonna be helpful when I'm trying to seal this up. But if we look in here, I mean, you can see daylight on a lot of this roof. So I think to seal this up and turn it into a lodge like I want is actually gonna be a little bit easier said than done, because you know, you're dealing with probably hundreds of screws that could leak from the steel siding. You're dealing with daylight that you can see along the concrete. The foundation probably sagged a little bit, and then the entire roof, and then of course the doors here. And the problem with this is if you can't get it sealed up completely, the wind blows out here, it's dusty, it's sandy, and so you're gonna have beautiful game tables and pool tables that are just gonna get blown with dust 24/7, and it's gonna be a impossible task to clean it. Might be an impossible task to make it airtight, but so we're gonna find out. Here's the airstrip. It needs some work, that's for sure. As you can see, it's a little bit grown over and got desert mesquites, but it runs a mile back. Like, it's hard to comprehend just standing here. It runs over this hill, and it basically feels like it goes all the way back to that mountain back there. And of course, you got National Park out there. You can't beat that view. And you know, the goal with this is we're gonna take the tractor, rake it, probably get a ripper attachment, rip all this up, rake it, try and clean it up. I would love to get actual like blinking lights that stretch the entire way that you can see at night. I think that would be awesome. The problem is like if you go back there, you actually can't see anything, so no one would see it. Highway's up there, very secluded back there. They marked the runway with tires back in the day. That's funny. And then you got the power lines. If you were landing a plane, you probably wouldn't want to land too close to a highway. You want to be more back there where there's no electric line. But I have my surveyors come in and put stakes every 300 foot or so along the runway. That way we always know the property line. And I wanted to make sure, like I showed on the plat map, that this runway actually sits on my property. And crazy enough, the stake is right there, right on the east side of the runway. They actually did build this thing inside the property. Sometimes, you know, you get landowners who do, they put stuff on the property next door and they claim it as theirs. And so you gotta be careful about that. But this actually is on my property, it's a mile deep. It's probably gonna take a lot of work to put it back into a landable airstrip, but that's kind of the goal. Take the tractor out and see what we can do. I don't have any knowledge of it, but I did hear stories that back in the day they had some nefarious activity going on here. Mexico's only 50 miles away, a hangar with a gravel airstrip in the middle of the desert. I don't know what's going on back here back in the early 1900s, mid 1900s. I don't know if the stories are even true. But I did hear that they flew in some illegal things here, obviously. And if you look, it would be the perfect spot for it, honestly, because you got the highway, which back then may not have even been built, and then you have a hill back there, and over that hill you cannot see anything. So if you flew in 1,000 foot that way, you would never know what's back there from anywhere to the south. Perfect hiding spot for stuff that isn't supposed to be here. That's not what we're using it for. I want to do the short-term rental deal out here, but just always know the history of your property, you know, because you don't need to be getting involved in any crazy stuff. And way back there, actually, there's a bunch of junk at the end of the property, and so I don't know if anyone was living back there back in the day, or if there's any buried bricks of something back there or what. I don't want to mess with it, and I don't need to be getting associated with any of that, honestly. But the first thing everyone said on social media when I bought it, oh, they were running stuff up from Mexico, it's a perfect spot in the middle of the desert. Heard the stories, don't know if they're true, but anything's possible, that's for sure. This is an actual score right here. I don't know what spiders are in here, but that's a whole box. 12 plus those two, 14. Liquid nail, floor adhesive. I don't know, those are at least 10 bucks a pop, probably way more than that, but 20 bucks a pop or so. It's a couple $100 and liquid nails, so I'm taking those. Back to the Jeep. That's one thing about these properties, we always take and use as much as we can. So I'm excited about this one. I think the sky's the limit for this hangar. We have an awesome short-term rental here. See how we can really do it up in the desert, and what's most exciting and awesome about this is those views. Can't beat that. Hot tub out here, sun setting at the hangar, looking at Guadalupe Mountain National Park.